Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we're bringing you a piece of breaking news from Globe magazine. How has Meghan Markle caused destruction and breakdown with all the close relationships around her? Among her friends and family, I'm wondering whose lives she has improved. And while I'd love to be proven wrong, I'm having difficulty in naming even a few. Her family? Doria's life is, I'm sure, immeasurably improved by her daughter. From yoga teacher to living in a large mansion in the lap of luxury with staff to look after her, what's not to like? And she has her grandson with her a great deal of the time, which must be lovely for her. I just hope she's sending photos of Archie to Charles on a regular basis. But for the Markles as a whole, I can't think their lives have been improved by Meghan's actions. Many might even say her marriage to Harry has been detrimental to their privacy and well-being. Perhaps her friends and co-stars on Suits have benefited, if only because Meghan's position has led them to have more repeats of the series and therefore more money in the bank for them all. One thing's for sure, Meghan's elevation to a member of the royal family hasn't improved Jessica's life in any way. For those whose lives she has disrupted, there are probably too many to count, except for Doria for a start, all her family and most of her friends from her humbler times. The lives of many members of the royal family, from the Queen, Charles and Camilla, William and Catherine, down to staff who left the employment of the royal family because of Meghan's diva behavior. Because of the way she's behaved, she has even in some way or another disrupted the lives of many people in the UK who abhor the way in which she has swept into the royal family, found them wanting according to her lights, and swept out again, taking all the benefits of royalty and wealth, but in return giving absolutely nothing back, not even thanks. Certainly, she has divided many people across the globe. The Loveys, for whom Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, can do no wrong, to those who are horrified by the way she's been treating the Queen, her father-in-law, William, Kate, and everyone else. From those who think she's misunderstood and the victim of appalling racism, to those who believe she has used Harry for her own ends, to further her ambitions of global recognition. After all, she is reported to have said she wanted to break the internet, and if that's not megalomania, I'm not sure what is. And then there's Harry. Poor, besotted Harry. So in love, he was blinded to the reality of Meghan's ambitions. She was able to convince him she was his ideal and would make him the most perfect wife imaginable. If Harry liked it, so did she. If Harry wanted it, so did she. Harry, the philanthropist, had finally met his match. Meghan, the philanthropist, could match his desires to do good on a global scale. She played right into his hands, and sadly, Harry was able to persuade the royal family that Meghan deserved the full panoply of a white wedding sooner rather than later. The Harry of today is a very different animal to the man Meghan met in Toronto and who was enjoying his life with competitors at the Invictus Games and interacting with the likes of Barack Obama. Today, he appears a shadow of his former self, limp, semi-lifeless, and getting more woke by the day. His hair is scruffy. He no longer looks tanned and fit, in spite of a pool and a gym in which he could exercise. He has no purpose. He can't get paid work. He's left all behind that is familiar, his family, everything. In California, he has no real friends. He has no one to talk to about shared memories or shared experiences. And he's building up an enormous debt. Unless, of course, they can pull the rabbit out of the hat within the next 7 months before deadline day. All he's gained from his marriage is his son, who I'm quite sure he adores, and Doria, who we know is living in the house with both of them. And that brings us to the originator of all of this, Marcus Anderson. Where does he fit in? Is he still Meghan's bestie? What's his relationship with her now? And what does he think of Harry? On the surface, his life appears to have improved since Meghan and Harry got together, but has it? Does he still have a job at Soho House? And he and Meghan, are they in touch all the time? Or has that relationship cooled on one side or the other? I wonder what Marcus Anderson's visa status is in the US. Since he's Canadian, he's only allowed to stay a total of 180 days, or 6 months in total over 12 months. If he was living with them since the beginning of their relocation to the United States, he also needs to leave soon, unless he's on a work visa, but I'm curious. What does Meghan Markle mean by saying she gave up her entire life for the royal family? It's ridiculous. I think Meghan has had lots of lives already, and she's given up each and every one of them when it suited her. She had her childhood, that's the longest time, first with both parents, then Doria, and lastly with Thomas. When that period ended, goodbye to all that. Thomas was downgraded from her adoring dad. Meghan had started life number 2 at Northwestern, where the people that knew her described her in glowing terms. That life split and became life number 3. Meghan went to the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires for 3 months and then to Madrid in 2002, where she took 5 courses, most of which were taught in Spanish. Back to life number 2 in Northwestern until graduation. Then Los Angeles again to life number 4 and meeting Trevor Eggleston and getting a few small acting parts. While with Trevor, Meghan got the part in Suits, filming in Toronto, but she still loved Trevor enough to marry him in 2011, only to ditch him a short while later. Without Trevor to life number 5, meeting Jessica, meeting Marcus Anderson, and moving up in the world through Soho House. So Meghan had lived a lot already by the time she met Harry, but what she seems to have forgotten is that Suits was probably nearing the end of its life, and there had been no offers of other roles either during that period on the series, or as it was nearing the end. In other words, she was in danger of becoming a has-been. So she gave up life in Toronto with Jessica and Marcus to marry a prince, to have a fairy tale wedding, to have wealth beyond her imaginings and fame beyond her wildest dreams. And then she messed up. Whose fault is that? So in effect, what she's given up is everything she could have had as a member of the royal family for what she has now. From hero to zero, from enormous success on a global scale, to suing newspapers because Meghan's privacy is being invaded. That same privacy that she preserves by taking along a professional photographer when she and Harry are doing charitable work in support of Baby to Baby. Pull the other one, Meghan, it has bells on it. Another royal commentator also expressed this opinion. I have no sympathy for Meghan as she chose her path. She hopes to garner public sympathy and catapult herself into the spotlight as the victim. She further hoped the Frosty Freedom book would repair her scorned image, as from what I've read, it's jam-packed, full of sugar about all her splendor. The public judges by one's actions and projected persona. She has projected herself as a hypocrite, saying one thing with their actions being completely the opposite. Meghan has not had one kind thing to say about the royal family, or once thanked them after they welcomed her. However, her plight for redemption is failing miserably. She can continue to spill millions on PR firms, but in my opinion, Meghan will not reverse the public opinion. She's made her bed now. She'll be forced to lie in it. Plus, Prince Harry has given up far more than she has. He's given up his home in the UK, his family, friends, military appointments, and his life as a senior royal, all for Meghan. While Prince Harry disappointedly did not stand up for his family and all the horrific claims and being deemed as toxic, I cannot imagine what toxicity he has in his life currently in his own home. In my opinion, Meghan is narcissistic, and I have survived that hell with an ex-husband and parent. One can only wonder if she has threatened to take Archie away or other schemes to keep him there. Perhaps she is still love-bombing him and they have not reached the gaslighting phase and everything is fabulous. Prince Harry does not look well, and we know he has a history of mental illness. Is he truly happy with his choices or too stubborn to admit he made a catastrophic mistake? I guess only time will tell. While it seems unimaginable in a marriage, I wonder how much Meghan has told Harry about, for instance, the contents of Finding Freedom. I still feel she's kept him in the dark about much of what she's putting out there, including information on the royal family. After all, if she's saying she wouldn't be nasty to them, who is he to contradict if he hasn't seen a copy of the book? I suspect he's not a reader, even of books about himself. Actually, I don't think he would dare read it in case it says something nasty about him. Bemused, alone, I think Harry goes along with it. We have all seen the photos of Meghan where she's angry. Not a pleasant sight. Harry probably retreats into himself, shuts his ears to her ranting, and says yes, darling, to whatever she says. And yes, I suspect she's using Archie as a weapon to get what she wants. Rumors are about Meghan has offered to shut up and go away if paid $100 million. But given her record, how could they trust her? And if they have it on tape, that's blackmail, and she could go to jail for that. How about you? Do you think Meghan Markle is destructive to all the relationships around her? Please let us know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe to our channel for all the latest news on the royal family, Meghan Markle, and Prince Harry, right here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.